Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. It's always appreciated. Let's move on to the currency markets. Euro dollar just testing 112, the figure. Dollar index 97.472. Japanese yen, let's see what that's doing. 109.34. We got as high as 109, you remember, before we had that bounce. Let's see what happens now. Swiss franc 10062. The pound, goodness, do you remember that Friday when it went through the roof? I think it got to 132 something. We're now at 129.06 and not looking that great. The Australian dollar, about which I've been very bearish. Ooh, look at that, 69.15, oh dear. India rupee 70.219, South Korean won 11.8860, and that was an early warning sign, wasn't it? That currency started to weaken before the others. Brazilian real 397.63, I think it's imminent move over 4 is predicted and predictable. Egyptian pound 17.048 and the rand 14.2702. You would have expected the rand to perform better, but it's because of this negative feedback loop from the China emerging market contagion. Dollar index 100, 105, then 110. We're going to get there eventually. Sterling cable looking really bearish now, says Isaacson. Have a look at his chart. Where are we now? 129.07. I mean, the real target if you're a bear is 125. Euro dollar, even though they had Germany expand by 0.4%, I don't know how they did that. It's not really bouncing. It's testing 112. Traders look to China tech earnings to stem losses, taking stock. Alibaba and Tencent have been key drivers for gains in the benchmark index, with the pair up 28% and 19% respectively so far this year. Morgan Stanley raised its price target for Tencent ahead of the results. Alibaba forecast to post a 48% increase in revenue from a year ago. Goodness. That's something. The company hasn't had quarterly revenue growth of less than 40% since 2016. Jumia, well, they've tried to push back a little bit because they'd gotten very silent at the beginning. Wins over Wall Street over its African e-commerce strategy. The price has stabilized. 8-session losing streak, 2-day bounce. Let's see what happens next. Wall Street finally turning more bullish on Jumia as its debut results as a public company quelled some fears that after a nearly 50% decline in the stock this month and a scathing report from short seller Citron Research. Strong first quarter results confirmed continued progress, Berenberg analysts wrote. For the first time ever, Jumia's gross profit covered total fulfillment costs, having previously achieved this only in Nigeria. So I was actually bullish, but obviously you've got to take on board whatever anything's saying. I like what Sasha Poinonik said: we will not be distracted from executing on our strategy and carrying out our mission by those who seek to create doubts to profit at our expense and that of our long-term stakeholders. Look, Africa is notoriously asymmetric. It's a fragmented market, but they've got a first mover advantage. That's a fact. Jumia's Nigeria chief stands by sales figures queried by short seller Citron. First African tech stock to list on Wall Street. We stand by what we disclose. The way GMV, gross merchandise value, is calculated, the industry's gross of cancellations and returns. The top 20 most visited websites in the world. This is from Simon German 600. Quite interesting. Gold. Everyone getting bullish again about gold, 1298.22. So we're sort of firming up again, rebounding. Obviously a very uncertain world, isn't it? You'd expect the same. Crude oil, $61.23. I can't see it dumping big time at all because of the situation that we've already spoken about in Iran. Glencore CEO, very interesting comment here, says mining industry can look for growth in other places besides China. And he's talking about the demography, and obviously in that comment, you're assuming declining Chinese demography.